Hey YouTubers, I'm far from here, and I am prepped up and ready to go. I don't know about you guys, but I watched the National Geographic show the other day that was about preppers. And prepping is like disaster preparedness. And, you know, they had a show called Doomsday Preppers on Nat Geo. And so, I guess prepping is something I've been doing for quite some time. I just didn't really know it was called that. I bought this knife. It's a United Cutlery knife, and it's a knuckle knife where you could punch. It's all metal. It's you know, got this big long blade, and the sheath is crap though. You want to get a different sheath. But the knife itself I really like. And it was like $25. It's under $30. You can get this for under $30. But anyway, prepping was something that I did, I guess, for a while. I've always been into being prepared, knowing survival skills, knowing how to harvest edible wild foods is probably my main specialty, and wild medicinals and growing medicinal plants. Camera's alright. And yeah. So anyway, I saw this Doomsday Prepper thing, and I was going to talk about just a couple different things in this video besides general prepping stuff. I was going to talk about two YouTube users. One is known as Edwyrd, or it's spelled with a Y. I think it's Edward or Edwyrd. I think it's Edward though. Sorry, Edward. And Edward's a really inspirational guy. He's a big old guy. He does blacksmithing in a forge, which is really cool. And he's got a big old beard, and seems like a great dad to his kids, and he's just an all-around nice guy, the kind of guy I'd want to be around. But he's a prepper, and he's ready for when shit hits the fan, as they say in the prepper community. And yeah. Anyway, one of the other people is Dsarti1. His name's Dave. He was actually on the Doomsday Preppers show on National Geographic. By the way, you guys should check it out. I think it comes on Tuesdays at 9 o'clock, I believe. So check it out. But Dsarti1, he's a YouTube prepper. He's a big old guy, and a real nice guy though. I really think he's a good guy. One of the first videos I watched, and I guess we'll go ahead and get right into it, is Edward and Dsarti1. Dsarti1 posted a video about how in a shit hit the fan or without rule of law scenario, there would be gangs of children. Children would be used to, prey on people's emotions. That someone will want to shoot a child, so they'll get children to do certain things, like try to come up to the gates when you open the gate for the kids, and a bunch of dudes bust in, or even Dsarti1 was saying that in Africa today, in places like that, there are children soldiers. 10, 12-year-old boys that have AK-47s, and would you have the balls, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it, would you have the stomach, I guess is a better word. I don't think this is about bravery. This is about killing a child, or children, which is something horrible. I hope no one ever has to do that, but if a child or a group of children were going to kill me or kill my family, I would have to kill them. Or at least I'd have to stop them. I hope I wouldn't have to kill them. But one of the other issues that was brought up between Edward and Dsarti1, I think he'd do the same thing. I think deep down, if some kid or group of kids is going to hurt his children or his family, he'd stop them, and he'd stop them by any means necessary. And but I just think it was the way Dsarti1 put it or something. And Dsarti1, I understand what you're saying, and as I said, I agree with you. I would kill them if I had to, but perhaps it was the way you said it or something like that. I'm not sure, but I really liked Ed's video the video response to that about how you just gotta have continue having morals and you know, and all that stuff after shit hits the fan. And that's one of the points I was going to make. Well, first I'll say this. Dsarti and Ed also had a conversation about the use of booby traps. And Ed said he would only use remote-controlled booby traps. Dsarti went so far as to say he would poison his food. Now, Dsarti, that's one thing I really disagree with, and I really liked Ed's video response to that. I thought it was perfect, spot on. Good job, Ed. Dsarti, if I die, if I'm killed or something after shit hits the fan, let's say I'm killed by wild animals, I would hope that someone would eventually find my food and stuff and be able to use it. I only want to deny them access to my goods if I can use them. If I can't use them, I want other people to have them so that they may survive. I have very little preps. You know, I just have some knives and food stuffed away a little bit and stuff like that. But still, anything that could help people, I would want them to use it. So there's no way I would poison my food or something. That's just ridiculous. Or set up booby traps that, as Ed said, were not, you know, remote controlled, or something that not just any random person is going to get hurt on it. I want to kill the bad guys. If someone's trying to hurt me or my family, sure, but boobies, they're random. That's the problem with it. If it's a less than lethal trap, maybe, but a lethal trap, definitely not. And poisoning food, absolutely not. All right. Now I'll make my point that the whole point of being a prepper, the whole point of it is so that we can rebuild after shit hits the fan. The shit hitting the fan, you know, it's actually not, even with the full breakdown of our government and the kind of collapse of our society, we could almost immediately start rebuilding. I have friends in various parts of the country that live the sort of, not commune lifestyle, but self-sufficient lifestyle, and they, you know, now, and they choose, they want to live like that. And, you know, so, you know, stuff would begin to rebuild fairly quickly, I think. I think it wouldn't take very much time at all for people to begin to reorganize and things like that. And if the people that are alive are a bunch of cruel, evil, violent assholes, that's not the good kind of society I want to live in. I want to live in a good society, in a society that's just, that has morals, that's not violent. I don't want to live by violence. I'll use violence if I have to, but I don't ever want to. So my point is that us preppers, morality and keeping together morality needs to be at the top of our minds when we think about shit hitting the fan, because rebuilding would start to happen almost immediately, depending on how bad things were, or if it was a continued disaster, or if it was a single event. But our top priority needs to be morality, just even more important sometimes than food or water or shelter or something. Our morality needs to be at the forefront of our minds, and doing what's right always needs to be at the forefront of our minds. And I think prepping is about doing what's right. I think that's, you know, I think prepping is doing what's right. Taking care of yourself is doing what's right. And, you know, being prepared for what might happen and being able to handle it is doing what's right. And so I think that needs to be the basis of what it is to be a prepper, is that you're a person that stands up and has honor. You're a person that others can look to for leadership and guidance. And that's something I really see in Ed. I think he really inspired me. So Ed, this video is pretty much for you. And Dsarti, I think you're great as well. I really do. I think you're a great guy. I think, real quick, we'll talk about this. I think Dsarti, the shit that's happened to you recently is absolutely fucking ridiculous. And, you know, it really ticked me off, I'll tell you, man. Dsarti, that's not right what they did to you, and you have the power of the YouTube community behind you. There's a lot of people that care about